All right, here we go, 24-hour fasting. So this is when you really start to take a jump into somewhat of the next level of fasting. The best way to prepare for this is to do 1 to 3 weeks of intermittent fasting before even considering it. For a lot of people, getting into ketosis is a really important piece of embarking on a 24-hour fast. So again, these videos are educational. You can always hang on to them until later and access them when you're ready. But here at least you have the information so you can kind of plan ahead and know how to work yourself up to longer fasts. As always, I suggest going low and slow, and you listen to your body. And if you go slow, before you know it, you're doing these things and they're not even challenges. I would never imagine that I would easily 24-hour fast if someone asked me a number of years ago. And now I incorporate one of these in every week, no problem. So again, the key is to go slow. Your body gets used to it, it works up to it, and not only do you not struggle through a 24-hour fast, but you'll actually tend to feel really good. All right, so I want to cover the what, the why, and the how, and then just some important things to stick to in order to stay in your fast. So 24-hour fast is just that. It's going 24 hours from the end of dinner, from the time you complete dinner, your last bite, into your first bite of your next meal, which is usually breakfast, right? Break fast. Some people actually also call this a 1 meal a day, or OMAD, 1 meal a day. If you time it correctly, you actually end up having 1 meal in the day. So it's not like you go a full day without fasting, without eating, even though you go 24 hours. So let me explain that. If you finish eating dinner at, say, 6 p.m., the next day you can have dinner at 6 p.m. So that would be a 24-hour fast, and it would be a 1 meal a day. Okay? All right. So why do we want to do a 24-hour fast? Anytime you start to increase the length of the fast, you increase the benefits in general. So very exciting stuff here. Big one, autophagy, autophagy. Literally, your body starts eating itself, and that sounds kind of funny, but what it goes to and what it eats are toxic, sick cells. Autophagy and something else called apoptosis, which means cellular death, are natural processes that our body goes through. It's really efficient. It's the way our body detoxifies and cleans itself on its own. So they're important things. What happens is our body never really gets to tap into this if we eat every couple of hours. So we are intended to go through these. This is our body's way of getting rid of these sick cells that don't serve us. What's really neat is when this recycling process or detoxification or cellular death happens, it signals our body to make new cells. And so instead of having old sick cells, we have nice new healthy cells. Stem cells are a big part of that. So we're hearing a lot about stem cells. People are getting injections of stem cells. Stem cells are huge for healing. They're basically immature cells, so they don't have a designated area in the body to go. So anywhere where your body needs healing, if there's an injury, they will go and they will heal that tissue. So super important, big part of healing. Ketones. The longer we start to go between meals, the more our body gets used to relying on other sources for fuel rather than fat. So as you start to gear up for some people to get in ketosis or to use ketosis as a nutritional strategy, fasting will help get you ready for that. Fasting decreases inflammation pretty much by way of clearing out those toxic sick cells. So again, huge for pain and healing. Energy diversion. When our body's not focused on digestion, as it is in our typical way of eating, where we eat every couple hours, it never gets that break, we can then divert that energy into more important systems like healing, regeneration. So again, a lot of people find that when they're fasting, they heal more quickly, and obviously they feel better because of all these other things. This is really cool. Hormone optimization. So for one thing, your body, sorry, I know I'm going in and out of the screen, but I want you to see this. Your body makes more growth hormone when you fast, which is great for growth and gaining muscle or maintaining muscle. What also happens is that your cells become more sensitive to the hormones, so you don't need as much of them. So when you hear things like insulin sensitivity, when you experience hormone optimization through fasting, your body is going to be more receptive to insulin, meaning you're not going to need to put as much in order to get the benefits of it for someone who, may be diabetic. For men and women who have maybe had decreased hormone levels, fasting is great too, because again, your cells become more sensitive to the hormones, so they read the ones that you have easier. You literally reset your microbiome. Your microbiome is basically all the good bacteria, good and bad bacteria that's on us and in us. We have more bacteria on us and in us than we do cells. So this is a huge part of our body. It's a huge part of our immune system. And for anyone who has heard terms like leaky gut, you literally help heal and restore that through fasting. So that's great. That's huge for anyone who has like IBS or any gut issues. Resets your DNA. How cool is that? All right, so we're all born and given this DNA from our parents, which sometimes serves us and sometimes doesn't. But what happens is we now know through science, we've known for a while, that you can turn your genes on or off. There's a field called epigenetics, and that's the effect of our environment on our genes. And so fasting is one of those things from our environment. It's just basically anything that we do to our bodies that changes the expression of our genes. So you're literally resetting your DNA. You're turning off bad genes. So incredible. Guys, this is why I love fasting. It is so effective. I swear it is not difficult when you do it correctly. So powerful. Okay. How? So again, you're going to count the time from the last bite of dinner into the first bite of your meal in the morning. You want to make sure that when you break your fast, you can pretty much keep it simple. So this is just a 24-hour fast. Anytime you go a little bit longer than this, you're going to want to be mindful of what you put in first, meaning you're going to want to go low and slow. So sometimes people start with a bone broth or, other broth. Things like that. You want to go slow and give your time to ramp up your digestion again. You don't need to do that with a 24-hour fast. It's a short enough time frame that you can pretty much go into a regular meal. However, I strongly suggest you just did all this magic, keep that meal clean. So you definitely want to have some good healthy fat in there, because fat is so important for so many processes in our bodies. It's an amazing fuel source. Good sources of fat are avocado, some good healthy nuts, coconut. You can do some oils, like we do a lot with avocado oil or coconut oil. Again, I go into way more detail this in the program in the fall, but you can even just look up clean sources of healthy fats. I would also do like good clean meat, like hormone-free meat, organic meat, even better if you can do like a grass-fed, grass-finished, or pasture-raised meat, phenomenal. And some good vegetables. So you'll see it in my video in the day in the life of on Wednesday. I typically break my fast with good clean meat, some delicious vegetables, and good fat. And that's it. You don't need to make it any more complicated than that. And then during your fast, you want to make sure you pretty much only stick to water or seltzer, tea, and black coffee. Anything else could technically throw you out of your fast, which will stop all these benefits. Okay? As always, let me know if you have any questions. 24-hour fast.